Hey, I'm Michelle. I'm glad you're here. I have a channel message for you today. So if you're into those type of things, stay here. And if not, keep scrolling. So not only am I a business coach, but I also channel. And one of the big messages that came through has to do with what I've been posting about, which has a lot to do with what's going on in the sky right now, which builds us up into the eclipse season. So for a lot of us, we're already feeling kind of this angst about changes coming up. A lot of people have been feeling since January that there's big change. And the message that's coming through, that came through the channeling, was so many people are going to be doing what we, as the observers of the person, would feel like very radical, a massive change. Like someone's going down one trajectory and all of a sudden they're going to do a 90-degree curve change. And within that, they're shifting either their business, maybe your business plan will be completely changing, what you're doing in your business, your relationships, where you're moving, who you're hanging out with, your dietary needs. There will be, and there already is, trust me, I'm already seeing it with a lot of people, but the channeled message had to do with this idea of to be ready to be a witness of change. There's one component of it, and then those who are in the midst of their own change. So this Aries energy that we're all sitting in with Chiron and the North Node sitting next to each other is the beginnings of, let's say, the energy shifting pretty substantially, besides Pluto going into Aquarius, which we already knew. But we've got some new energies that we're all dealing with, which has to do with our wounds, what you're feeling vulnerable about. And for some of you on here, you may be feeling this push to say, I'm giving up everything that I own and I'm moving to Alaska. For some of you, it's going to be, I have been in a marriage for 35 years and I can't do it anymore. For some of you, I've been a vegetarian and I am now only eating meat for the rest of my life. Those are the things that they're sharing with us is going to become more prominent through now and probably for quite a while. Like, I'm not giving it a timeline. This is going to be very perpetual. And what they were saying is that it's like it will be a sudden and huge influx of a feeling that people will have, and they'll be like, there's no other way but for me to do this next step that I never in a million years would have predicted for myself. So part of the channeling, they were talking about how it is that we can feel comfortable enough to show up authentically. And that's what these pivots are about. In truth, there's probably been a part of you that has been thinking about this, but the idea of punching through and doing it feels almost unbearable. And this energy that we're currently walking through going into eclipse season, which will be actually in April, like this is just the beginnings and it's going to continue to grow. This feeling of like, I don't think I'm doing, or I'm not acting the way I want to be, or my business needs to completely shift and change. The big thing is how we handle it. Always the delivery. And because we're in the energy of Aries, we need that forcefulness to say it's okay to pivot. It's okay to make complete big changes in areas in your life. But some of that needs to be given to others in different ways. Not everybody's going to be able to handle the pivoting. And the idea is when you pivot, let's say you're the person and you're ready to change and do something completely out of bounds before, maybe it's something is way out of your comfort zone, but you are completely ready. What you then need to be ready for is how everybody's going to react around you. And I see it that with this Aries energy around all of us, where Chiron's at, because a lot of this is happening because of the wound that we had. And we're just saying, I've had enough and I've got to pop through this. And many other things, according to your human design and astrology chart, right? It's different for everybody. But when you're doing that for yourself, people are going to have a hard time with what you're doing. And this is where that Aries energy needs to be felt and seen, saying, nope, I know this is bothering you, but I have to do this for me. Pluto in Aquarius. I have to do this for me because this is right for me. And I'm sorry you're feeling that way. I'm sending you love and blessings, but soon enough, this will become easy for you too. And why do people get upset when other people are changing? Because it makes you look at yourself. So, those people who are going through the pivots, I'm sending you tons of blessings. Those of you who are experiencing other people going through it and it's affecting you, I'm sending you blessings. But sometimes things need to fall apart so that the healing can begin and there can be this whole new awareness of who you came here to be. Authenticity is everything now. It's the space that we're walking into. It is why I'm coming on to talk about channeling. It is the thing that I have resisted for a very, very long time. And so it's not for everybody. And your pivoting is going to probably shift some of the people that you're hanging out with. It could shift your business counterparts, the people you're employing. It can shift so many things, but know that if you're doing it with the integrity, meaning that you're coming forth and you're doing your pivoting and you don't need to change it, but sometimes how we deliver what we're pivoting will be something that we want to be conscious of. We want to be compassionate about. A lot of times when people go through big moves, big changes, the reason they stop is usually 100% because of how other people are going to react. And that's why I feel these pivots are happening and they're saying it's happening now and it's okay to go forward with them. And enjoy the pivot because it's one of those juicy experiences when we walk through some things in our Chiron energy. It feels like a fresh new day and it feels like you just dumped off a ton of weight at the front door and you've started a new foundation. So let me know if you're experiencing anything like this or you're seeing others experiencing complete pivots in their lives. Blessings.